Glad to have you join us for another edition of Newsline. I am Jennifer Igwe. This is the right place for sizzling stories and initiatives affecting lives. Some of the stories on cue today have cultural ambience with fascinating angles that include love, care for others in the society, and how we affect lives. I won't let the cat out of the bag. You have to stay tuned for these. Also on cue, a coalition of 56 women and children's rights activists are mobilizing resources to ensure justice is served in the case of a housewife who has been allegedly maltreated by her husband. How did it all start? And what's the position now? Stay on the line. Meanwhile, we have other aspects that touch on civilization and different dimensions, and funny aspects that show how people are benefiting from initiatives happening today. We also have programs and projects by brands, as well as those impacting lives in different dimensions, from environment-friendly agriculture to quality standards and empowerment. Well, you can see that our package today is loaded, but we have to start first with the news segment. Claire Adilabu Abdurazak in Abuja is all set. Claire, I'll be back after she's done with the news. Claire, nice to see you.
Wow, Jennifer, you're so delectable tonight. But I'm worried why you didn't even say a word about the ongoing World Cup in Qatar. It's every footballer's dream, the great test for every player. But again, you won't say what is the World Cup without the Super Eagles. All right, Helen, welcome to Abuja, and here is the news. We begin with COP27, and parties to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change have agreed on what is considered historic climate deal at COP27, as conference takes a leap to save lives and livelihoods. Correspondent Enengie Fineface reports.
Negotiations and intense deliberations at the 27th Conference of the Parties to the UN Framework Convention on Climate Change paid off, with the historic Loss and Damage Fund to support developing countries that are particularly vulnerable to the adverse effects of climate change. Agreements calls for multilateral development banks and international financial institutions to reform practices and priorities to ensure simplified access to climate finance.
So at COP27, we've established the fund that will provide one pillar of the response required to ensure loss and damage is addressed.
In the end, we delivered. We continue to reinforce the path that can address the plight of millions around the world. Children, women, and men suffering the daily consequences of climate change. In Africa, in Asia, in the Middle East, here in Egypt, and all over the globe.
In addition to the Sharm el-Sheikh implementation plan, a large number of commitments were made. The United States announced it will contribute $150 million as a down payment to initiatives to help Africa adapt to the changing climate. The Green Renewable Hydrogen Forum was launched. The G7 launched a new insurance system called the Global Shield to provide financial aid to vulnerable nations hit by the effects of climate change, while the EU and 4 member states announced provision of over $1 billion for climate adaptation in Africa. In Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt, Onengie Fineface, NT News.
And back home, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo departs Abuja for Toronto, Canada, on the first high-level visit. The visit will deepen diplomatic ties between Nigeria and Canada, as the Vice President will meet the Canadian Deputy Prime Minister Chrystia Freeland, other top parliamentarians and members of the Canadian government in Ottawa tomorrow. During the three-day visit, he shows an event around educational collaboration, technology, creative industry, and climate justice, among others, would also feature. Vice President Osinbajo will give a public lecture at the Queen's University in Kingston on Wednesday. Nigeria and Canada have over the years maintained cordial bilateral relationships and are the largest trading partners in Africa, and both countries also have a binational commission, the only one of its kind in sub-Saharan Africa. While in Canada, the Vice President would also meet with the leadership of the Nigerian community and notable Canadian government officials with Nigerian origin. He would also meet with representatives of the Canadian business community and investors, especially from the creative industry and technology sectors. The Vice President is expected back in Abuja later in the week. And the federal government is deploying more solar mini-grids to rural communities across the country to close energy gaps and boost rural economy. Joshua Ojito reports that communities in Benue State are the latest beneficiaries of this power intervention.
A renewable energy solution touching lives in rural communities of Oshongo local government area of Benue State.
24 hours we have the right around us. We are promoted because there's many different that we saw now. When there is flood, people are coming around to settle here with us.
Implemented under the Renewable Energy Micro Utility Program, which the Federal Ministry of Power is executing, the intervention is to close energy gap in the country. Chairman, Senate Committee on Power, Gabriel Suswan, inaugurates the infrastructure on behalf of President Muhammadu Buhari.
And these projects are supposed to be situated in areas that the power network might take time to reach them, are areas that we're targeting them with these solar mini grids.
The project scope also includes more than 40-kilometer township distribution network and source and service connections, as well as installation of 160 smart meters and local electric distribution systems. Every connected customer is expected to purchase his or her power through a prepaid meter system.
Expected to supply clean and affordable power to households, small-scale businesses, and local facilities. Benefiting communities are to take ownership of the projects against vandals. Joshua Ojito, NTA News.
And the Niger Delta Development Commission says it has completed remedial works on the flood-impacted section of the East-West Road. The acting managing director, Emmanuel Aldo, stated this while inspecting the level of work at Rivers, Bayelsa, and Delta states. Osinachi Ibrahim reports.
Following the directive by President Muhammadu Buhari to ensure that the fallen section of the East-West Road is motorable for commuters, the acting managing director of the NDDC, Emmanuel Aldo, is pleased that the contracting firm is able to make the road motorable in good time. Driving through the Ihuike community and the Okowe Axis in Ahoda down to Patani in Delta State, the NDDC boss expressed satisfaction at the speed and quality of work done. He noted that the commission is considering embarking on asphalting of the road to properly return it to its original state. He said the opening of East-West Road is an emergency intervention, but subsequent value additions must follow due process.
The road is now motorable. Okay. Now, there are failed spots here and there. Don't forget that it is an ongoing contract. Now, the Ministry of Works and Setraco will handle those areas. But our deal is to ensure that there is motorability and there is movement of goods, people across the critical states of the Niger Delta. And that, by His grace, we have achieved. and we give thanks to the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and also the Minister of the Niger Delta Affairs.
It is important to note that the contract for the reconstruction of the East-West Road is with the Ministry of Works. But the NDDC is restoring the sections damaged by the 2022 flood disaster that ravaged many communities in the Niger Delta region. NDDC is therefore ensuring the road is open and conducive for motorists plying the East-West Road from Rivers to Delta State, a feat the Commission says it has achieved. From Delta State, Ostinachi Abraham, NTA News.
And Plateau State indigents in Port Harcourt have made the Onenchia the 10th King Apollos Chu the patron of the group. This is to further strengthen the ties between the northern part of the country and the people of Eleme Kingdom in River State. Ijoma Ugweke was at the event and now reports.
The venue of the ceremony was filled with sons and daughters of Nchia who came to celebrate with their king for a well-deserved honor by the people of Plateau State. King Apollos Chu, who arrived the venue in grand style in company of Nchia Council of Chiefs, showcased the rich culture and warm ambience of the kingdom. The leader of the group, Pankies Hesse, appreciated the king for his giant strides in bridging the gap between the north and the south and spreading the message of peace and unity of the country. He said the association saw the need to have a father, hence the choice of King Apollos Chu as the grand patron of the association, describing it as a seal to the bond of friendship between the king and the people of Plateau State.
He has proven himself. He has given scholarship both to indigents and non-indigents. He has always been there for the people. So, and that is why we felt like he's the right person to be the father of their association.
The Onenchia X, King Apollos Chu, while thanking the people of Plateau State for the honor, described the visit as a reunion of two different ethnic groups. This, he said, will translate to good brotherliness, togetherness, peace and development, which the country yearns for. He assured them of his fatherly support towards peaceful coexistence with the people of Eleme and River State.
We have to live here as a Nigerian and as an Eleme man and as a River State. We have to live here happy. By doing that, oneness will be speaking. The message here today is a message of one Nigeria, the unity of Nigeria, seeing ourselves as a brother's keeper.
The people received royal blessings from the king. Plateau is a state in the north central of Nigeria, gifted by nature with serene and beautiful landscape and tourist sites. In Port Harcourt, Ijomu Gweke, NTA News.
Winners of the Globalcom 2022 Festival of Joy promo across the country are going home with varieties of mouth-watering prizes. Joseph Oteng witnessed the presentation of some of those prizes in Abuja, and here is his report.
It is joy all over. They didn't expect it, but now everything looks like a dream come true, especially for Adedayo Adeosun, winner of one of the 24 cars at stake for the Globalcom 2022 Festival of Joy promo.
Along the line, I was like, is this real? Can it be real? But until I came down to the office after 2 days and I made a confirmation myself that it's real, and the people started congratulating me, and I'm happy here today having the car to myself.
I feel very excited for winning the generator, and I hope to win more in the future.
Now that you're not a tailor and you have a sewing machine, what are you going to do? The funniest thing is that it's like Glow Prophet, although my wife is a tailor.
The promo started 2nd November and is running to January 2023, promising to deliver 20 houses, 24 brand new cars, and thousands of other prizes including generators, sewing machines, and rechargeable fans.
Several numerous prizes are still available to be won. In Abuja, we still have 2 brand new 3-bedroom bungalow with 2 rooms BQ to be won in Abuja. And as you can see, there is still a Kiapi Council to be won here. We are still going to give out prizes in several other locations.
We monitor the process of giving the draws and then till the emergence of winners. Anybody who wins will get every item that is won.
All it takes to win is to die. Star 611 hash to participate and recharge with the required amount for voice and data. 500 naira weekly gives you a chance to win a rechargeable fan. 2,500 monthly, a sewing machine. 5,000 naira monthly, one of the generators, and 10,000 naira monthly recharge for a car. A data subscription of at least 20,000 during the promo wins you a grand prize of a 3-bedroom house. In Abuja, Joseph Utsen, NTA News.
And you're watching the news on Newsline tonight. The news returns presently. Don't go away.
Welcome to the Glow Festival of Joy. It's a celebration like no other, with prizes like no other. 20 new houses to be won, 24 brand new cars, 200 sewing machines, 100 generators, 1,000 rechargeable fans. It's spraying giddy got prizes this season in the Glow Festival of Joy promo. Dial star 611 hash to enter and grab your share of prizes in this celebration of a lifetime. It can only be Glow. Glow Festival of Joy promo. Dial star 611 hash now.
Ooh, this food is delicious. Can I have my bitters now?
Okay.
What is this? Is this my bottle of bitters?
Yes. Any problem?
Any problem? No. I'm not going to take them. I want my yo-yo bitters now.
Darling, look, that is bitter.
Look. Let me tell you. Yo-yo bitters is bitter. It is unique in formulation and effective in action. So take this funny stuff away and get me my yo-yo bitters now.
Yo-Yo Bitters is naturally enriched with ingredients that flushes out the body impurities, tackles waist pain, and resolves constipation. It is also fortified with vitamins. Yo-Yo Bitters boosts your body immunity against diseases and free radicals.
Because it is different in formula and action, I don't accept substitute.
Yo-Yo Bitters, inside out.
My people, my name is Emeka. Mekus Kamat. Let me get all this people. I don't learn my lesson. Somebody come buy motor for my hand, carry big money, come give me. Now when we get bust, then my eye open. I know to that 419 you be. Now when EFCC bab, now they come bab me too. Now he make me they warn you. All of them when they do business like me, where they carry big money, when I go sometimes I go carry transfer, carry bring back. They could not shine in my eye because the special control unit against money laundering, what they call SCRUMO, they don't want to say if the money pass 5 million naira for individual, no collect them. If it pass 10 million naira for company, no collect them. Can I go where? Bank. If you know do them like that, 250,000 naira for every day where this offense happen. Or they go suspend your license, or they go shut them down, for your hand. No talk say, I know one you.
This message is from the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC.
I'm about to serve better breakfast. If you're in Lagos, you need to see this.
I'm not just sharing content, I'm just escaping traffic.
Get more data to enjoy exclusive content. Dial star 141 hash now. Airtel, the smartphone network. The board, management and staff of Erisco Foods Limited wish to express our profound gratitude to the President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari, for the conferment of the National Productivity Order of Merit Award on Erisco Foods Limited, and the Governing Council and Management of Nigerian Defense Academy for the conferment of Honorary Doctor of Management Science degree on our President and CEO, Chief Dr. Eric Umofia Ikukoma Amechi, the Tomato King. These coveted awards, conferred on only few organizations and personalities, will further spur Erisco Foods Limited to do more in manufacturing healthy, made in Nigeria products, which will help create more jobs, make our naira stronger, and further grow our economy. Thank you for the honors. Erisco Foods Limited, feeding Africans with healthy foods.
Welcome back, and this is the news on Newsline. Now, apart from carrying out its financial transactions, Zenith Bank has remained resolute in enlivening the atmosphere and brightening up the countenance of many Nigerians. Now, the bank has done it again, this time by lighting up Lagos with beautiful lights and decorations to create the awareness that Christmas season is just around the corner. Annie Daniels tells us more.
Bout has been and remains a very busy one. This day, however, most people at the roundabout have great expectations.
Been waiting for this kind of day before. Standing there where they want to launch this place, must be present there.
There's no darkness everywhere. It's lighting, blinking, shining.
Preparations for the lighting up is in top gear. Not even the children are left out.
I come here every year for this, so I can know the difference about it. I say when I get here, going to dance, have fun.
We hope that the lighting up of this Christmas lighting will resonate in us the message and the spirit of Christmas, which is about peace, is about love.
Then the moment everyone has been waiting for.
I therefore turn on this light and say, let the spirit of Christmas begin.
This is uniquely Zenith, and every year there's a different theme. The decoration is different. This year, I would say that they've done themselves, but next year you're going to see something different again.
The more you give people variety, the happier they are with it, and because you know that next year will be different, it's something to look forward to. So people look forward to this again and again. And honestly, I tell you, we are very, very proud to be doing this.
Zenith Bank, Victoria Island, Lagos. Beautiful lights and decorations management says will remain a tradition with exciting moments. In Lagos, Annie Daniels, NTA News.
And the All Progressives Congress presidential candidate for the 2023 election, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has offered free Medicare to residents of Anambra State through the Batishe Medical Outreach. Jane Francis Obi reports that the event took place in Oka, the Anambra State capital.
Coordinator of Batishe Free Medical Outreach, Nurat Adebayo and others said their target was to attend to at least 3,000 persons in Anambra State, noting that the medical team would also be visiting other states of the Federation to offer health care and to encourage them to vote for a credible leader who has the interests of the less privileged at heart.
This outreach is to promote the candidacy of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and is also to educate and sensitize voters to enable them to know that there is hope for a new Nigeria.
The whole idea is sensitization. We want people who are more aware. We don't want people who are not fully aware of their own health conditions. So if they come here, this is a good point to engage them into seeking better health behaviors.
The free Medicare offered wide range of health care services to the people, some of which include vital organs checks, dental care, optical care, medications, maternal care, free health counseling, amongst others. Some of the beneficiaries noted that the free Medicare has offered them an opportunity to access health care due to financial constraints.
People of low class or people that don't have this kind of opportunities or to attend to get one or two things for their health will also have the opportunity to get it from here.
I feel happy because more especially those of us like a poor woman when they didn't have money to go hospital. As this opportunity come out, it makes us very happy because health is best for the life. If your health is okay, you can do everything.
The team has also visited about 4 local government areas in the state to provide food items, medications, and other relief materials to some victims of the recent flood incident that ravaged parts of the state. In Oka, Jen Francis Obi, NTA News.
And President Muhammadu Buhari congratulates Ambassador Lawal Kazaure, the State Chief of Protocol, on his conferment of the traditional title of Danma Sani Kazaure by the Emir of Kazaure, Hussaini Adamu. The President also felicitates with the family on the successful wedding of their only daughter Hafsat to Ibrahim Tijani Ibrahim at reception in honor of the couple and the newly turbaned Dan Masane Kazauri. The President expressed delight that one of his principal aides has been deemed worthy to be honored by the Emir of Kazauri and the good people of his emirate. The President thanked him for his services as his State Chief of Protocol over the past 7.5 years, a job discharged with exemplary commitment and efficiency. The President, in a congratulatory letter through his Chief of Staff, Professor Ibrahim Gambari, urges the couple to garnish their union with understanding, mutual respect and friendship, praying for God's continued blessing on their home. Malam Garba Shehu, the Senior Special Assistant to the President, Media and Publicity, notes that the Danma Sane is not a common title in the courts of emirs and chiefs. Shehu lauded the State Chief of Protocol, who, alongside Femi Adesina, were the first 3 appointees of President Muhammadu Buhari after the first inauguration in 2015, for receiving 3 important awards in the last few months, including the Nigerian Higher Civilian National Award and the Order of the Federal Republic OFR. Ambassador Apollinos Agave also described his colleague of over 35 years as a detribalized Nigerian, a dependable ally, resolutely dedicated to the service of our fatherland. And in preparation for the 2023 general elections, citizens need to rethink Nigeria and be part of the collective resolve to see the Nigerian projects work. Now, this is the position of the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations at the Wazobia 2022 Virtual Summit organized in partnership with Africa Fora. Haman Jabani reports that NIPR President Mukhtar Sirajo chaired the summit.
The team preparing for the 2023 general elections, Let's Rethink Nigeria, is aimed at providing the platform to discuss critical issues concerning free, fair and credible elections in 2023, genuine, meaningful and strategic alliance across board to rethink Nigeria and chart a more profound course for the emergence of the new Nigeria we all desire and yearn for. The Nigerian Institute of Public Relations said Nigerians must ask pertinent questions such as what do this election truly mean to them as the electorate, candidates, umpire and observers. Are Nigerians in it to promote one of their own from same religion, tribe, sex or group, or is it about the need to revenge the nationhood?
We have observed with total dismay the continuation of a culture of non-issues based campaigns, political thuggery, violation of the peace accord signed by all parties involved, and a whole lot of other untoward activities of many of the political actors and parties to the utter exclusion of the fundamental issues and challenges that stare us in the face.
If you choose candidates based on faulty foundation, based on corrupt foundation, based on programmed mindsets that will not yield the right quality leadership that is expected, then you have started failing.
Experts say the Nigeria's 2023 general elections will not only determine the future of the country, but how Africa will be in years to come.
The youth are trying their best to create a new Nigeria. But when the budding elders got together, Yiba got together, we found out that whenever you have a systemic problem can never be solved by wishful thinking.
This might be our last chance to salvage Nigeria. The fight for change in 2023 should be seen as a chance to set Africa on the right foot.
The summit agreed that greater attention should be paid to issues of credibility of electoral processes and security of votes in the forthcoming 2023 general elections. Hamman Jabani, NTA News.
All right, higher, higher. Now that's the musical slogan for Qatar 2022. And Bade Adeleye is on Sports Update tonight.
At the World Cup, with 3 matches on offer. The match between one of Africa's representatives, Senegal, and the Netherlands will be live on NTA, with the studio set to open from 4. With Sports Update, Bade Adeleye, NTA News.
All right, regardless of the absence of Super Eagles, let's expect amazing football. And of course, may your favorite team win. Jennifer will be right back after the commercials.
Thank you, Claire, and forgive me for not talking about the World Cup. I am not so happy because Super Eagles will not be there. Well, we'll still support them anyhow and in any way. Now to Newsline proper. A coalition of 56 women and children rights activists have mobilized human and material resources to pursue to its logical conclusion the case of alleged inhuman treatment of a housewife by her husband in Nguru town, Yobe State. This followed a recent footage circulating on the social media on the plight of the victim. Mustafa Yusuf has the details.
Yobe State recently woke up to learn of a circulation of a pathetic video clip of a middle-aged housewife, Sadia, a mother of 4, alleged to have been locked down by none other but her husband for 1 year without food. The victim was reportedly rescued by her mother, who suspected foul play whenever she tried to reach her daughter on phone, and later traveled to Nguru from Kano to see things for herself. As she suspected, on getting to her daughter's house, found her in a life-threatening condition. Spokesman, Yobe State Police Command, DSP Dingus Abdul Karim, confirmed arrest of the suspect.
The purpose of all this is not known, but for now, the police have arrested Mr. Ibrahim and handed him over to the magistrate court.
Heeding to the call of mother of the victim on the government and other stakeholders to ensure justice to her daughter, women rights groups have since swung into action to save the life of Sadia.
We will constitute a delegation that will visit her on her sick bed to assist her. Then from the legal aspect of it, we are now investigating to know how we are going to start pursuing her rights.
Investigation indicates that Sadia is now on admission at Aminu Kano Teaching Hospital receiving medical attention.
The issue of domestic violence against minors has surfaced in north central Nigeria again, and we just talked about that one against that woman. There's another case again of an 11-year-old girl who died as a result of torture from the hands of a boss. Yes, she is also a mother. So we'll take the report now.
Of cruelty may have been going on for long, but on the 11th day of November 2022, being a Friday, a student of University of Jos who resides at the MBRI staff quarters informed says she was prompted by her husband, who saw a small girl running around their compound in Vom, which is in just South Council area of Plateau State. Upon series of questions by the couple, the small girl Margaret Joshua revealed that she lives nearby but pleaded with the family not to be returned as she is being tortured by her madam, a microbiologist Nnamaka Wanchukwu. This made the family to report the case to the police and seek medical help for her after she was forced to sit in hot water by Nnamaka Wanchukwu.
Said her name is Margaret, she's from Kebbi State, that her mother brought her to live with her sister. And she said the sister has been maltreating her. Okay, wait for me. After I make the tea, I gave her with 3 slices of bread. She was not able to take the tea. I have to be opening her mouth. I dipped the bread inside the tea, then I fed her. After some time, I went inside. I told my husband that they have to take this girl to the security. So my husband came. He now called the security office.
With the intervention of the police, Nnamaka Wanchukwu, the alleged culprit, was arrested and now in police custody.
The victim later asserted that it was one Mrs. Wanchukwu Nnemeka. Unfortunately, the victim, while receiving treatment in the hospital, later died.
He, however, said the command is doing everything possible to see that justice is served for little Margaret. The alleged abuser, who is in police custody, said, although she has been beating the girl due to her constant masturbation, she never wished her death.
What triggers the beating most times is catching her in that act when it spoils chores and the rest actually beat her. You understand? I didn't see it, she didn't see it, so I'm actually really, really devastated. I won't lie to you. The thing is, honestly, it was an accident.
The husband of the alleged violator, he said his wife was beating the girl and the girl fell into hot water and got burnt. But then by the time we looked at the back of the girl, it wasn't just the burns on her buttocks.
She called on parents and guidance to stop allowing children below the age of 18 years to serve as domestic house helps. Margaret Joshua, the 11-year-old girl, is said to be brought by her uncle from Kebbi State to help the Nwachukwu's family.
We're following the case and we'll keep you posted. And the first case we took before the case of the girl who was tortured to death by a mother, her boss. The first story we took before that, the woman who was allegedly maltreated by her husband, report reaching us shows that she's dead. We will also keep you posted on that sad development. Now we'll move away from the stories to something more inspiring. Now abandoned in Barcelona, Spain, but found its way to Nigeria after 50 years is the best way to describe a suitcase belonging to a photojournalist, Emmanuel Oyenuga. Unpacking the content has created personal friendship between him and his Spanish family, the Broengos. It has also rekindled the bilateral relations between Nigeria and Spain, especially in the area of restitution. Michael Olaleye reports.
From the specimen of a Spanish map to the badge and lantern, there was an attempt to portray the life-changing experience of Emmanuel Oyenuga when, through the aid of scholarship, traveled to Barcelona to further his studies in 1968. He found a trusted ally in Mrs. Briongos, who kept a suitcase in her custody when Emmanuel's surgeon took him to London but never returned. For the past 50 years, several attempts to deliver the suitcase using clue found in it has failed. Today, Anna Briongos is fulfilling the living wish of her mother by handing over the suitcase to Emmanuel Oyenuga's first son, Adedoyin. The content, which could be described as hundreds of photos and letters, recounting the story of Oyenuga's family.
It portrays trust, values,
to keep this suitcase for 52 years. When she was 96, she passed it to Anna Burgos to bring it down back to Nigeria.
And we think that our culture, your culture, we can take advantage of each one.
This feat was not just achieved by mere luck nor chance, but with the assistance of the African Artists Foundation, in which Anna Briongos shared the tale of the archival materials with. The director of the center says the development has both moral and intellectual values.
They could have thrown it away if they thought there was no financial or reward to themselves, but they kept this quest to return it. That's a moral thing. The intellectual is the fact that the archive contains useful information that society can benefit from.
Beyond the handing over and unpacking of the suitcase, the Spanish consulate in Lagos sees a bigger picture of restitution, and it is determined to follow up with the digitization of the contents.
Everything which has led up to this event makes us all richer culturally, intellectually, from an artistic point of view. You know, this heritage that Nigeria is getting back is also part of Spanish heritage now. So that's, I think, the main messages and the main idea that we need to bring forward to the future concerning the unpacking the suitcase.
The Spanish consulate is optimistic that this experience has so much positives that will be nurtured for years to come.
Interesting experience. Now, friendship is an important aspect of restitution. So what brands are doing? His dream and desire to make Africans appreciate their God-given resources, become and remain self-sufficient, has spurred him into going into food production, and today he is feeding Africans with healthy, affordable and accessible food. Wondering who I'm talking about and what new things he has? Annie Daniels will tell us.
He is Chief Eric Umofia, President, Erisco Foods Limited, a leading indigenous food producer. The company, since coming on board over 10 years ago, has made life comfortable for people, even across the African continent, with its array of food products, including Erisco tomatoes, gari mix, sugar, seasonings, ready-to-eat jollof rice, and much more.
I want to prove that we are equal to the tax, that this country can run their own economy, lead the economy of indigenous. That's number one. Number two is that we want to make sure that Nigerians eat the best.
Not resting on its hours, Erisco Foods Limited has again added 10 more healthy, affordable, and accessible foods to its kitty. These new products: Erisco Vita Cocoa Drink, milk tea, coffee mix, milk powder, ketchup, wheat meal, green tea, ginger tea, tomato puree, and baked beans are all healthy products.
We've been specially working on this for almost more than a year now. So we felt bringing it out now when the economy is not so good was more like to give Nigerians hope that we're also feeling their pains and we're trying our best to alleviate their own suffering.
Go for Erisco products because they are top-notch. Products that are all natural and don't have all kinds of chemicals and GMOs and what have you.
Being a philanthropist and awards winner, Chief Eric Omofia presented awards and cash rewards worth millions of naira to some Nigerians and its trade partners.
I also use it at home, so it's a very good product. I will encourage people to keep buying it.
And a product that would go far beyond in satisfying the demands and needs of its customers.
So I'm proud that I came today. You give me the millions of naira that I won.
The company provides over 2,000 direct jobs and 5,000 indirect jobs, and says the best is yet to come.
Great initiative. Now, global food shortage is taking its toll on nations of the world. there are concerted efforts to achieving great sustainable agricultural development. Elizade University in Ondo State and Council of Scientific and Industrial Research of South Africa is doing this with the launch of a customized biodegradable mulch for farmers. Charles Alpha reports.
This recent report puts the world population at 8 billion, and this can only mean more mouths to feed, given the attendant global food shortage, environmental issues, and insecurity.
And other nutritional
For Elizade University in Ondo State and the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research, the solution is in the adoption and exposure of smallholders farmers to the customized biodegradable mulch, which will invariably bring about increased food supply and sustainable agricultural development.
We use plant residues that are not easily degradable in the soil. But we are now producing what we call bioplastics, synthetic materials using natural materials, which if you now spread on the soil in the farms, it will conserve the moisture as well as the nutrients. But after some time, the bugs in the soil, the microorganisms will now break it down so that it does not accumulate and create a nuisance on its own.
This film will enrich the soil after it has been used for a particular cropping season because it's biodegradable. You can crop it in the soil, you can plow it in back after use, and it will degrade and fertilize your soil.
In driving this home, they blended advocacy on the adoption of the biodegradable mulch by stakeholders in the agricultural sector and environment, Nigeria's Farmers Association, researchers, and academia from Nigeria and South Africa met in Abuja to highlight the need for increased nutrition and the importance of biodegradable method of farming.
The soil structure is not the same from one place to another, but if they bring this advocacy of technologies, that definitely the cost of our production will be reduced.
To achieve this, the government and other stakeholders need to mobilize extension officers all over the country, because it is the job of extension officers to carry technology like this to the farmers where they are.
They say biodegradable plastic mulch offers environmentally sustainable alternative when tilled into the soil, unlike other films that are harmful to the human body. Elizade University and the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research are entities driven by research and technology with the ultimate aim of offering skills and knowledge for the development of their respective nations.
Mulching has benefits and they are considered environment friendly. To a special Thanksgiving. It is close to the end of year 2022 and the Berom community in Abuja is feeling grateful to God for the gift of life and good health. For this reason, they have organized an interdenominational prayer session at the National Christian Center, Abuja, to appreciate God for his blessings. Ekene Ndulio reports.
To about 4 local government areas in Plateau State, Berom people are largely distinguished by their names. When you hear such names as Giang, Pam, Jang, Jung, it is most likely someone from Berom community. Hundreds of them live in Abuja, but reality of life have kept them apart. Opportunity has presented itself in the annual Wusa Berom event, an opportunity to build a strong bond and a feeling of home away from home. At least, for this moment, it lasted.
My fellow brothers, my fellow sisters, one another, those we've not seen for a long time, even though within Abuja here, we all we reside in Abuja, but we haven't met one another. We are all here together. We exchange greetings, we exchange pleasantries, we love ourselves.
Individually, they have weathered the storm through the year, each with his or her story, but together they have come to God in thanksgiving.
It's a spiritual event. It's just like having gone through the year, you come to tell the Lord, thank you. So it's like a thank you festival for Birom Nation. God has been good to us. The Birom people here in Abuja, they have been good to us. We have got many positions. We have been promoted from our offices.
Messages of hope and God's faithfulness resonated as speakers took turns to minister to the congregation. 2023 elections is around the corner, and Birom community leaders are seizing the opportunity to educate the people.
Do not allow sentiments to come into the next election. We should not play politics based on religion or tribe, because this is what is further dividing us.
We need leaders that can actually stand with the people. We need leaders that are ready to ensure that justice is served.
Prayers for better days ahead and renditions from the choir provided the right ambience for the congregation to express themselves.
For this year 2022 is important. God has been faithful, really. We'll take a break now. We'll be back shortly. Thanks for staying on the line. Now, the adage, teach a man how to fish rather than give him fish, may sound like a cliche, but in it is a propelling message on the need to liberate, empower, and reshape the destiny of people through appropriate intervention. One man that knows and believes in this philosophy and this adage is Mr. Constituency, the leader of the Federal House of Representatives, Al-Hassan Ado Doguwa. Jahanatu Hassan reports that he is at it again.
Indeed, these women and youth from Tudunwa-Dodogwa Federal Constituency have every reason to sing and dance as they bid farewell to unemployment. The benevolence is courtesy of the member representing them at the National Assembly, Al-Hassan Ado Doguwa. Apart from the intensive training he facilitated for them on poultry production, each of the beneficiaries was also given a starter pack with 100,000 naira to sustain the business, thereby gainfully move out of joblessness and by extension out of poverty. Testimonies of the likes of Aisha Aminu and Ahmed Muhammad are summed up to the depths of gratitude.
Thank him for the support, and we from Dogwa and Tudunwa, we are proud of him, and we are praying to Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to promote him.
The leader of the House of Representatives, Al-Hassan Ado Doguwa, said this will be a continuous activity as he will remain steadfast in exploring and exploiting available opportunities to the glory of his constituency.
That myself, as leader of the House of Representatives, my community that I represent in the House of Representatives, and on behalf of the larger percentage of the members of the House of Representatives, commend unequivocally the commitment of Mr. President by giving us this leverage, by supporting the National Assembly, by way of allowing us to impact positively on the lives and livelihood of our people. After doing this, that means we don't have to go to Kano market. I don't have to send my people to Jos or go to Saminaka or Zaria to buy chickens. We have our own chicken, and by this I would like to also send the signal out there that in the next 3-4 months I invite all Nigerians to come to Dogwa and buy chickens.
The House leader is also on top of the game as the campaign tempo gets louder and more vibrant. More vehicles and motorcycles are here, provided by the leader for an effective door-to-door campaign.
What you are seeing here today, the array of vehicles here, the array of other vehicles here, some of them are Helos cars. These Helos cars we are giving to the security men. We have given them, we want to give them again, so that it is going to be a very peaceful election, rancor-free election. We have the electoral strength we have the number of the people. Kano State by arithmetic, Kano State by statistics, Kano State by records of history remains the largest democracy in Nigeria.
Move, monitoring and follow-up is crucial too. To Nigerian Breweries PLC has empowered 472 youths and women through its skills acquisition program in 6 locations in Nigeria and presented them with starter packs to help them establish their own businesses. This is part of the company's corporate social responsibility to create jobs and wealth in Nigeria. Joseph Osun captured the details and let's hear from him.
This empowerment program simply speaks to the conception that government is not the main employer of labor, but the private sector. 472 youth and women have now completed the journey to becoming entrepreneurs, financially independent, and employers of labor themselves, courtesy of Nigerian Breweries PLC. They have acquired skills in fishery, beads making, hairdressing, solar panel installation, mobile phone repairs, fashion design, and marketing, among other trades, from centers in Lagos, Abuja, Ota, Kaduna, Enugu, and Awo, Omama.
It will go a long way in our lives, and it's a very well-reserved, very rare one, and we promise to maximize this opportunity and go out there to make you proud. For the past 12 weeks, I've been able to do meat pie, egg roll, sausage roll, different type of cakes.
They have done very well to empower our people.
They just came to me, wrote to me, said I should nominate our youths, and I spread it across all the 5 villages I have.
I hope that the students and beneficiaries of this program would make very good use of this empowerment program.
For the management of the company, the initiative is just its way of winning big with Nigerians who are also the mainstay of the business.
We've seen people who were practically unable to take care of themselves now being able to fend for themselves and their family members.
And all the great work, time and effort and investment they put in the last 12 weeks has been a great one, so they should not go and sleep.
Nigerian Breweries PLC empowerment program was launched in 2019, and so far the company says 1,299 women and youth from host communities and other locations across the country have benefited from the empowerment initiative.
Corporate social responsibility is very important. More brands should tool the path. Now, it was a show of unity in diversity during the sent forth prayer for Anna Titilayo Mustafa, daughter of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa. The event, which took place in Yola, was an avenue for display of the rich cultural heritage of Kilba and Kuteb tribes. Governors of Adamawa and Bauchi states, ministers and other dignitaries, family, friends attended the event. Simon Asha has more on it.
The Sanford prayer was preceded by the presentation of bride price of 200,000 naira and fulfillment of other requirements in line with the Kilba tradition by the family of the groom-to-be, Riduntom Yakubu Nur, held at the Yola residence of the Secretary of Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa. The symbolic entrance of the American University of Nigeria Commencement Hall in Yola, the end of the Sanford prayer by the bride and the groom-to-be, was a cheering moment to the dignitaries. The rich cultural heritage of Kilba in Adamawa State and Kuteb in Taraba State were displayed as Robin Tom Yakubu Nu was adorned with the Kilba traditional attire, symbolizing unity in diversity. Special prayers were offered for God's protection on the couple-to-be as they performed the symbolic cutting of the cake.
It's a day, we've looked forward to, and the most important thing is that we're happy everybody came, hale and hearty to witness the event, and we're just grateful to God that everything has been a success.
There were also goodwill messages for a successful marriage life by well-wishers and dignitaries, including FCT Minister Mohamed Musa Bello, who represented President Muhammadu Buhari at the occasion.
And on behalf of Mr. President, I wish to congratulate my brother, my friend, and his dear wife for this occasion.
For the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa raised a moment of fulfillment and thanked God for his blessings upon his family.
It's a very blissful marital life. God's guidance is sufficient grace for her to love her husband and continue to be patient.
I can't tell you how excited I am. I'm really, really very happy.
They should know that marriage is not a simple job. It's a journey.
We wish them well. We wish them happy married life.
And God's blessing in their marriage.
The wedding between Anna Titilayo Mustafa and Ribuntom Yakubu Nu is expected to come up next month.
Full send off there, and we wish them the very best. We'll take another break. We'll be back. Welcome back. Double celebration and at the same time is quite a feat for any family. This was the case for Chief Protocol Officer to President Muhammadu Buhari, Ambassador Lawal Abdullahi Kazauri. The presidential aide was recognized at his hometown with the title of Dan Masanin Kazauri by the Emir Alhaji Najib Hussein Adamu, just as he gave out his daughter Hafsat. Muhammad Musa Askira captured the colorful event in Kazauri, Jigawa State. It was graced by the Vice President, Professor Yemi Oshibajo, and other prominent Nigerians.
The traditional wives formally introducing Ambassador Lawan Kazauri into one of the title holders of the over 200 years old Kazauri Emirate. The career diplomat is now Dan Masanin Kazauri, a title bestowed only on one who possesses Western and Islamic education and contributes to the social, economic and political developments of the Emirate. Thereafter, the newly turbaned Dan Masani paid his first official homage to the Emir, where the Emir Najib Hussein Adamu advised him to continue to be a good ambassador of the Emirate.
To let the world know today that we are honoring Ambassador Lawal not for nothing, but for a lot of reasons. Lawal occupies a very high and sensitive position in this country. Attracts a lot of influences, and throughout his stay in that position and before, Lawal has always been engaged in matters that promote the well-being and happiness of the people of this emirate.
The event attracted prominent personalities from all over Nigeria who expressed their best wishes to the celebrants.
It's great, the honor being done to our president, His Excellency, and the Peter administration, to have one of the sons of this be honored with the title of Damas.
As you can see, this whole town has been taken over by people who love this man, who respect him, who admire him for what he's doing for the nation.
We pray the Almighty Allah will give him the capacity to manage the office, to handle the office very well to the benefit of the people.
People, very gentle, and somebody who respects everybody.
Ambassador Lawan Kazaure thanked the Emir and the people of Kazaure for finding him worthy of the title, assuring them of his commitments to the progress of the emirate.
I have friends, colleagues, well-wishers to thank them for, despite all their tight schedules, finding time to travel all this way, come to Kumore and share with us this momentous occasion.
Still on the euphoria of the new title celebrations, the new Damasanin Kazaure gave out his daughter Hafsat in marriage to Ibrahim Tijani Ibrahim after the payment of 200,000 naira as bride price. The wedding Fatiha was officiated by Naibishe Hubala, where Governor Muhammadu Badru Abubakar of Jigawa State gave out the bride to the representative of the groom and former governor of Bauchi State, Isa Yuguda, after fulfilling all Islamic rites. For the couple, it is a love that blossoms over time.
She's very humble. She has a very good upbringing. She's religious.
There was a reception at the bride's family residence in Kazaure with well-wishers in attendance.
Double congratulations to the family. We wish them all the joy and happiness they wish for themselves. Meanwhile, in what could best be described as a modern fairy tale with traditional roots, two heartthrobes, Ibrahim and Hafsat, celebrated their union in a lavish banquet at the State House. The bride is the daughter of the recently turbaned Dan Masanin Kazaure and current State Chief of Protocol, Alhaji Lawal Abdullahi Kazaure. Najatu Tijani fills us in on the glitz and glamour.
One wonders what these brothers will be waiting for. But in the blink of an eye, the wait is over. Unlike a swan, Hafsat, the bride, emerges to be escorted by her brothers into the waiting arms of her groom, Ibrahim. Dignitaries from within and outside the country, including the diplomatic community, have gathered to witness the fairy tale unfold and also honor the bride's father in a double celebration. The lavish banquet has glitz, glamour, and celebrity ceremony.
I'm here representing His Excellency President Muhammad Buhari, DCFR. Ambassador Lawal Abdullahi Kazaure was actually my student at the university, Ahmadu University. I'm proud to have, as one of the former students, somebody who has distinguished himself. And I want to offer just a very few words of advice to the newlywed. And also, state marriage is really condition of understanding, of becoming each other's friends.
The bride and groom embark on their first duty with more advice as they express their hopes for the future.
That would love each other till eternity and would meet in Jannah, inshallah.
That Allah should guide and protect us.
Double celebration and very well deserved for scope. We'd like to congratulate them first and then advise them to always put God first.
Pray God should give them a successful marriage.
Well, in expressing my appreciation for all that you have done, both individually, collectively, for me.
This love story will surely last forever. That's our prayer, and we wish them joy and happiness. We'll go on a break now. We'll be back. To have you back. And still on Wedding Bells, after an extended period of courtship, followed by weeks of intense preparations, was started with mere exchange of stares and pleasantries between Hafsat and Isa Abdulmalik has culminated into a beautiful beginning of a lifelong marital journey. Let's hear from our own Abdulmalik Hassan as he tells us the story about this new beginning between the two lovebirds.
Of people from different walks of life, and I've come to witness the wedding of Isa Abdulmalik and Hafsa Sani, daughter of late Ohinoyi of Ibira land, Alhaji Muhammad Sani Omolori. Before all praying eyes, the groom's family tendered the sum of 30,000 naira as bride price, which was received with deepest satisfaction by the bride's family, an act that paved the way for the solemnization.
I'm happy for them, and I congratulate them. And the usual message will be, of course, I've seen them before and I'll continue to talk to them to try and understand their new selves and submit to the exact will of God.
They should follow the commandments of Allah and the Sunnah of Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Thereby, there will be a lot of blessings in their lives.
And they should be partners, friends, not boss. May the Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put a rahmah in this marriage.
For God to bless the marriage, for God to be with them, for God to bless them with the best of all fruit. I wish them happiness, joy, love, peace, most importantly. May God bless the union, may God grant them godly and useful children.
Now I want to advise her to be very patient, because marriage deserves patience. If you are not patient, there is no way you can survive marriage.
She's one of a kind. She's a princess. She's the real gem. You will hardly find such a lady anywhere.
At the reception, it was all about exchange of pleasantries, an expression of joy. It feels like a reunion in a long while. The traditional beating of drum was another sight to behold, and the dance steps too. But that wasn't all. They had enough to eat and drink.
Our stories have a way of making us mushy. We wish them the very best. Now, this is where we'll end today's edition of Newsline. We're glad you stayed with us all through. Join us Sunday next week for another edition. But don't forget that the fastest and easiest way to becoming a star is to connect with the NTA to stand against rape and rapists. Good night and God bless Nigeria.
Thank you.